It is absolutely incredible that we have a foreign power in Russia that has actively undermined our democracy, and at the same time a president-elect who wants to partner with that foreign power. It should shock every American. This is truly alarming. Russia is an adversary to the United States, not for some arbitrary set of reasons. Russia is an adversary to the United States because Russia is an adversary to basic human rights and an adversary to democracy. Russia stands against our democratic ideals. There's a lot of focus on the Russians hacking of the DNC in an effort to embarrass Hillary Clinton. That ended up reflecting negatively on her and may have persuaded some not to vote or not to vote for her. So there's a lot of focus being given to that. It's very important. That goes without saying. But what we're not talking about is the fact that the Russians did a number of other things to influence the election. In fact, they've got a cable channel in the United States called RT America. It's a Russian propaganda channel that has been promoting Donald Trump in a favorable way, of course, for the past year, as well as pushing stories that are intended to undermine Americans' faith and confidence in democratic institutions. That's one thing. Russia also has very close ties to the white supremacist movement and the alt-right movement in the United States. They've promoted them, they've fomented their activities, their ideology here in the United States. And so there are things like that. And also the Russians have the Kremlin funds or employs an army of online trolls, as they say, that sometimes pretend to be Americans, although very badly most of the time, in support of Donald Trump, attacking people who are opposed to Trump. All of those things together and other efforts that the Russians have taken amount to really a multifaceted assault on our democracy. And by the way, this isn't anything new. They do exactly this thing in Europe. They're now employing this playbook in Germany to impact the elections there. And it works in part because many Americans, most Americans, haven't ever seen this sort of thing before, which is good. And we hope not to have this kind of foreign interference at such a broad scale in our democracy. But the fact is, Russia, the Russian government, is engaged in a broad assault on Western democracy in Europe and the United States. And one thing we need to do as Americans is learn how they do that so that we can be wise to it and we can resist it and stand up to it and defend our democracy. So what is it that we as Americans need to do going forward? We need to prepare for the future, and that means resisting Donald Trump's partnership with Vladimir Putin at every turn. And that means standing up to his nomination of Rex Tillerson and opposing it. Look, I think Rex does bring some skills to the table that are good. He's a business leader. He's negotiated with foreign leaders around the globe in probably challenging situations and environments. That skill set, I think, is valuable, but the fact is that he has a relationship with Putin that would allow Donald Trump to pursue the partnership he would like to pursue with Putin in Russia, and that is the problem. But as Americans, what we're going to need to do is hold our elected officials, especially in Congress, accountable for standing up to this partnership, for standing up to Russian influence of our democracy.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.